The movie begins on a deserted road where a truck is moving toward a quarantine zone. Security personnel spray chemicals on the truck. The driver asks what happened. He is told that there was a minor leak in a biotech area, but there is nothing to worry about. The driver moves on. While picking up his phone, his vehicle hits something on the road. When he steps out, he sees a dead deer lying there. The vehicle is not damaged, so he leaves the deer behind and drives away. But moments later, the same dead deer suddenly stands up, and from here a terrifying story is born. On the other hand, Seok Woo is completely absorbed in his work at the office. He is talking on the phone about the stock market. Just then, he notices the news, which reports the mysterious death of fish in a lake. Without thinking much, he orders his assistant to sell all the shares of that company. It is clear that for Seok Woo, profit is more important than life itself. After that, Seok Woo sits in his car and argues with his ex-wife on the phone. Their daughter, Su-an, wants to go meet her mother on her birthday, but Seok Woo is not willing to send her alone. When he reaches home, he overhears Su-an talking to her mother. He tells her to wait a little, but in Su-an's heart, there is only one desire: to meet her mother. Eventually, Seok Woo understands his mother's words and Su-an's pain. He realizes that somewhere he has fallen short of being a good father. He then decides that no matter what happens, he will definitely take Su-an to Busan. But he has no idea that this journey is going to become the most terrifying journey of his life. Through the car window, ash falling from the sky and fires burning somewhere in the distance can be seen. The atmosphere clearly shows that something has gone terribly wrong in the city. At the same time, a train bound for Busan is standing at the station, ready to depart. The driver goes into his cabin, and the train staff complete their preparations. On the other side, a baseball team's coach tells everyone to take their seats. Just then, one of their cheerleaders enters the coach with excitement. At the same time, Seok Woo boards the train with his daughter Su-an and calls his office, saying that he will return before noon. But just before the train starts moving, an injured girl staggers into the coach. As the train begins to move, Su-an looks out the window and sees a man attacking a staff member at the station. Meanwhile, the injured girl has a bite mark on her foot, which no one takes seriously. In the meantime, a passenger tells an attendant that a strange man has forcefully boarded the train and has been locked inside the restroom for quite some time. The man keeps saying that everyone is dead, but no one understands what he is saying. The injured girl slowly walks through the coach and suddenly collapses unconscious, yet people still ignore her. On the other hand, Su-an steps out to go to the restroom, but on the way, Sang Hwa stops her, and while protecting his wife, tells her to go to the next coach. A female attendant sees the injured girl writhing in pain and immediately calls for help. At the same time, Seok Woo wakes up to the sound of a phone ringing. He realizes that Su-an is not in her seat. His assistant tells him that conditions across the entire country are worsening. News channels begin showing reports of chaos among passengers everywhere. Suddenly, the injured girl gets up and is now fully transformed into a zombie. The very next moment, she lunges at the attendant and bites her. Both of them stumble into the coach, causing people to scream in terror. Then the attack spreads to the baseball team, and the bitten attendant also turns into a zombie. Within seconds, complete destruction breaks out inside the train, and this is where the real fight for survival begins. The chief attendant of the next coach shouts at the passengers to run. In the middle of this chaos, Seok Woo starts searching for his daughter Su-an, but then his eyes fall on the horrifying commotion in the other coach. Su-an also hears the screams from a distance. People run in all directions to save their lives, and Seok Woo watches with his own eyes as a zombie attacks the chief attendant, and within seconds she too turns into a zombie. At that very moment, Su-an reaches her father from behind. Seok Woo tightly grabs her and the two start running. Behind them, an entire horde of zombies begins chasing them through the train. Every coach has now turned into a corridor of death. On the other side, Sang Hwa understands the danger and tells his pregnant wife, Seong Kyung, to move quickly. Just then, a woman in front of them gets bitten by a zombie. At Seong Kyung's insistence, Sang Hwa tries to save her, but he himself becomes the target of the attack. Somehow, he manages to lock the zombie inside a restroom and tells his wife to run, but by then, more zombies arrive there. Meanwhile, Seok Woo reaches the next coach and shuts the door, just at the moment when Seong Kyung is still outside. The situation becomes so terrible that no one waits for anyone else, but Sang Hwa, fighting off zombies, somehow reaches there, and both of them get inside and close the door. Now Seok Woo observes that zombies do not know how to open doors. He also realizes that they only attack when they can see someone. Seong Kyung covers the door, and the zombies suddenly become calm. Just then, an announcement from the driver states that the train will not stop at the next station. A passenger, Yong Suk, angrily asks whether the driver even realizes the destruction happening inside the train, but the response comes that these orders have come from the control center. At the same time, Seok Woo receives a call from his mother. Trembling with fear, she only manages to say that he should take care of his daughter. During the call, her voice suddenly changes. Seok Woo understands that something very bad has happened, but he hides this truth from Su An. The train slows down, and outside at the station, people crash into the windows begging for help. The very next moment, zombies pounce on them, and everything ends before the passengers' eyes. On television, an official announcement states that violent riots have spread across major cities. Many areas have been sealed off. Social media is flooded with videos of attacks everywhere. The government declares a state of emergency and asks people to remain calm, while outside the entire country is burning. Inside the train, the passengers, shadowed by fear, close one door after another and keep moving in the opposite direction. Su-an tells her father that her mother's phone is not connecting. Seok Woo makes her sit down and repeatedly tries calling himself, but there is no answer. In the same coach, an elderly woman asks her companion to sit beside her. Su-an gives her seat to the woman. Seeing this, Sang Hwa becomes even more irritated because a short while earlier, Seok Woo had shut the door right in their faces. Seok Woo scolds Su-an and tells her that in such situations, she should first learn to save her own life. Just then, an announcement from the driver says that the next station is under military control and the train will stop there. Hearing this, everyone feels a bit relieved. However, Seok Woo overhears Young Suk talking on the phone, asking which cities are safe to go to. From the conversation, it becomes clear that the station where the train is about to stop is not included in the list of safe cities. Seok Woo tells his daughter to stay there and goes to the other coach to make a phone call. Meanwhile, Sang Hwa asks Sun about her father. When he learns that he is a fund manager, he sarcastically remarks that this means a bloodsucker. Su-an innocently agrees. To lighten the mood, Seong Kyung, Sang Hwa's wife, gives her a candy and places Su-an's hand on her belly. Su-an feels the baby move. On the other side, Seok Woo calls an old client from whom he expects help. He explains that as soon as they reach the city where the train will stop, everyone will be quarantined. When Seok Woo asks for help by referring to his daughter, he is advised not to go to the main square, but instead head toward the eastern square, where his people will make arrangements. During this time, Seok Woo notices a homeless man wandering around the train. After a while, the train arrives at the city where the military should have been present, but the place is completely silent. No soldiers are in sight. Suddenly, Yong Suk is the first to step out of the train, and the rest of the passengers follow him, including Seok Woo and Su-an. The baseball team boys also come out, holding bats in their hands. An attendant takes the driver to show him the coach full of zombies. Just then, Yong Suk says that Busan is still one of the open cities. He tells the driver to separate the zombie-filled coach, but the condition of the train makes this impossible. Due to technical reasons, the coach cannot be detached. The driver accepts that going straight to Busan without stopping is now the only option, but first he wants to bring all the passengers who got off at the station back onto the train. Meanwhile, the passengers slowly move forward inside the empty station. Seok Woo, taking his daughter Su-an along, heads toward the eastern square through the barricaded route. The homeless man, who has overheard their conversation, also starts following them. Su-an wants to inform the others about this safe route, but Seok Woo stops her, which makes her sad. At the same time, as the other passengers are going down the escalator, Sang Hwa senses that something feels strange in the station. On the other side, where Seok Woo and Sun are standing, a man appears. Seeing him, the homeless man starts running toward him. Seok Woo tells Su-an to stay there and goes after them. But as soon as they reach downstairs, the truth is revealed. The entire military unit present there has turned into zombies. In the blink of an eye, a horde of zombies attacks the passengers. Sang Hwa sees everything in time and pulls his wife Seong Kyung toward the stairs, saving her life. At the same time, Seok Woo receives a call from his client, saying that he cannot get in touch with his people. He is unable to contact them. At that very moment, a zombie attacks an officer in front of them. The homeless man slips, and the zombies tear the officer apart right there. Meanwhile, Seok Woo runs back to Sun, who is about to become a victim of the zombies, and at the last moment, Sang Hwa saves her. Seong Kyung grabs Su-an and runs with her. At the door, the baseball team boys are waiting. As soon as everyone gets inside, they shut the door. Sang Hwa is struggling with a zombie when the homeless man helps him and runs toward the door. Seeing this, Sang Hwa opens the door and keeps it open for Seok Woo as well. Together, they push hard and somehow manage to close the door. On the other side, Seong Kyung is moving toward the train when she sees several passengers being killed by zombies. Despite this, everyone runs down the stairs and enters the train from the other side. At the same time, zombies from the station smash through the glass and fall onto the train. One zombie falls on Jong-gil, but because it is badly injured, it cannot harm him. In the end, Seong Kyung and Soo An, along with another woman, run in the opposite direction. A zombie chases after them. Just then, an attendant and the cheerleader arrive in time and save Jong Gil. Everyone manages to get inside the train at the last moment, and once again the distance between life and death is reduced to a single closed door. At the final moment, Su An and the pregnant Seong Kyung reach another coach and pull the homeless man inside before the zombies arrive. Outside, zombies surround the entire train. Seeing this situation, Yong Suk tells the attendant that if they want to survive, the train must be started immediately. The cheerleader refuses because her friends are still trapped outside, but the attendant calls the driver and the train starts moving. At the same time, Sang HWA somehow manages to close the door. Then a horde of zombies begins breaking the glass and forcing their way inside. The people running outside see that the train has already started and they run to save their lives. As soon as they reach the bottom of the stairs, 2 baseball players fall victim to the zombies. The last player freezes in fear, but Seok Woo steadies him and runs with him into the train. Sang Hobue is left behind. Seok Woo reaches out his hand toward him, but Sang Hobue picks up a weapon, holds back the zombies, and saves Seok Woo. A few moments later, he also manages to get into the train. Meanwhile, the driver asks the control center whether the route to Busan is clear. The reply comes that for now going there is the right decision, and they will be informed as soon as contact with the station is made. On the other side, Seong Kyung, Su An, and the others get trapped between 2 zombie-filled coaches. Seong Kyung spots an open restroom and signals everyone. Somehow, they all get inside, but just as Seong Kyung enters, a zombie lunges at her. With great difficulty, they manage to hold the door shut while more zombies gather outside. Meanwhile, in another part of the train, people are covering the glass doors. Then the driver announces that the train will now go straight to Busan without stopping. The cheerleader receives a call from the last surviving baseball player. In a broken voice, he tells her that no one else is alive. Meanwhile, Seok Woo tries to contact his daughter. At that moment, he hears Sang HWA's voice, who is talking to Su An on the phone. Soo An tells him that they are in the restroom of coach number 13. They are trapped. The baseball player says that the rest of the people are in coach number 15. Now, Seok Woo and Sang HWA decide to save them. Sang HWA makes a plan. He will be in front, the boy in the middle, and Seok Woo at the back. They wait for the tunnel. As soon as the train enters the tunnel, the zombies spot them. All 3 jump into the fight without fear. Sang HWA starts knocking down zombies with his bare hands. Seok Woo supports him from the side, and the boy strikes with his bat. Together, the 3 become an unstoppable team, moving forward by carving a path through death. But in the very next coach, the situation becomes even more terrifying. The entire coach is filled with baseball players who have turned into zombies. Seeing this, the boy freezes in fear. Sang HWA pushes him back and fights the zombies alone. Seok Woo finds a bat and also starts fighting with full force. Both of them keep the zombies at bay while the boy is unable to do anything. Just then, the train passes through another tunnel, and the zombies' behavior suddenly changes. Seok Woo bangs the bat loudly. The zombies rush toward the sound, and the 3 escape from there. As soon as the train comes out of the tunnel and they cross the door, the zombies attack again. After catching their breath for a moment, Seok Woo comes up with an idea. He says that in the next tunnel, a mobile phone can be used as bait. In the darkness, they enter the next coach, and Seok Woo throws Sang HWA's phone behind them. He calls the phone, and the zombies rush toward the sound. Without fighting, all 3 move ahead. Finally, they reach the restroom where Suan and the others become happy to see them. The baseball player finds another restroom, and as the next tunnel comes, he gets everyone inside. Seok Woo now understands the timing between tunnels, and the boy sends a message to his cheerleader in coach number 15. She happily tells everyone that he is coming alive, but from here, the story takes a turn. Yong Suk does not like that these people have come into their coach because he suspects they might be infected. Surprisingly, most of the passengers agree with him. The cheerleader asks the attendant for help, but he also sides with Yong Suk. When the train enters the tunnel, everyone comes out of the restroom. Now they have to make their way through the zombies. Everyone crawls forward under the luggage racks. Seok Woo distracts the zombies, and everyone gets into the next coach. But then the homeless man slips. Seok Woo goes back to save him, and both get trapped there. The train comes out of the tunnel. Sang HWA starts counting, but the homeless man makes a mistake. He steps on a soda can. Hearing the sound, the zombies rush at them. Somehow, they reach the door, but one zombie gets stuck in it. Sang HWA holds the door with all his strength. On the other side, the boy calls out to his cheerleader because he finds the door locked from inside. The people of coach number 15 have already sealed the door and do not even let the girl know the truth. Seok Woo moves forward to help Sang HWA, while the boy tries to break the other door. Just then, a zombie bites, saying HWA. Finally, the other door breaks and the baseball player starts to enter, but at that very moment, Yong-suk grabs the door and stops him. From inside, the others also support him. Jong-gil and the cheerleader push everyone back from inside. Seong-kyung moves toward her husband. Sang-hwa's. She moves toward him, but he tells her to stay back. In a tired voice, he tells Seok-woo to take them and leave. He makes him promise that he will take care of them. Seok-woo apologizes. Just then, the door breaks and both have to run. Sang-hwa keeps holding back the zombies until his last breath, allowing the others to get inside. As soon as they get inside, Seok-woo grabs his daughter, Soo-an, and Seong-kyung, but before reaching In-gil, the door closes. In anger, he lashes out at Yong-suk and curses him. Yong-suk turns around and spreads a lie that Seok-woo is infected. The attendant tells everyone to move to the vestibule. The passengers of coach number 15 insist on throwing everyone out. First, the homeless man goes out. The cheerleader does not want to stop and leaves with the baseball player. Seong-kyung tells Soo-an that they should go too. Seok-woo follows behind. The people inside seal the door. Just then, Jong-gil sees her sister, who has already turned into a zombie, and opens the door before stopping herself. The very next moment, zombies flood coach number 15. Meanwhile, the driver calls to check the situation in Busan, but gets no response. He only sees flames rising across the city. During this time, Seok-woo speaks to his daughter from the heart for the first time and promises that he will take her to her mother on her birthday. Just then, his assistant calls. Busan has the strongest security, and the virus had started from one of their own companies. Suddenly, the train comes to a hard stop. The track ahead is blocked. The driver announces that he will take the survivors to Busan using another train. Yong-suk and the attendant somehow survive. The driver sees the first train filled with zombies, so he looks for another one. Seok-woo tells everyone that they must find a way to reach Busan. The driver finds an empty train. Meanwhile, trapped in the restroom, Yong-suk pushes the attendant toward the zombies to save himself. Just then, a burning car crashes and separates the trains. The baseball player helps the cheerleader onto one train, but while breaking the door, Yong-suk arrives and sacrifices the girl. The player somehow escapes the zombie, but the girl begins to turn in his arms and bites him. At the same time, Soo-an wakes and the homeless man are trapped under an overturned zombie train. Yong-suk runs toward the moving train. The driver appears to help, but Yong-suk leaves him behind as well. The structure collapses and Seok-woo makes a path. As he turns back to pull the others, a gap collapses. Zombies break through the windows. The homeless man holds them back to save the women. Seok-woo opens the path again, and both women escape while he stays behind. Running, Seok-woo, Seong-kyung, and Soo-an reach the moving train. All the zombies at the station attack them. The three get on board, and the zombies climb up as well. Seok-woo knocks them down one by one. Inside the cabin, they look for the driver, but find a half-turned Yong-suk instead. He opens the door. Seok-woo realizes that he is infected. As soon as Yong-suk fully turns, he attacks. Seok-woo fights him, and Seong-kyung helps. Just then, Yong-suk bites Seok-woo. Now the truth comes out. Seok-woo chains himself and throws Yong-suk out. He understands that he is about to turn as well. One last time, he locks both of them inside the cabin and explains how to apply the brakes. He tells Soo-an to reach Busan with Seong-kyung, as it is safe there. Soo-an does not let him go, but Seok-woo frees himself from her grip and steps outside. Amid his daughter's screams, as he begins to turn, he remembers the day his daughter was born and jumps from the train. In the end, due to an obstruction on the tracks, Seong-kyung and Soo-an are forced to leave the train. They walk on foot through debris and corpses and reach a dark tunnel. On the other side, the military is deployed. Snipers take aim but cannot identify them. Just as the order to shoot is about to be given, Soo-an starts singing her song. The soldiers realize that they are not infected but survivors. And with this scene, the movie ends. So subscribe to the channel, Plot Prime, and like the video.